So, this is the Ledger Nano Gen5, and this is the Ledger Flex. Can you guess which one will provide more safety for your crypto? Because at first glance, they look almost identical. Same touchscreen, same OS, but Gen 5 is way cheaper. So why? Is there a catch? Does this plastic one store your crypto worse? And how does it feel to use compared to Flex or Ledger Stax? And who is it really for? And could it be just the better deal for the money? That's what we are going to dive into in today's video. But first, let's do a real quick unboxing. The device comes in a tiny box about the same size and format as the Ledger Flex, sealed with 2 security stickers on the back. And yeah, let's carefully peel them off and open it up. Inside, we're immediately greeted by the Ledger Gen5 wrapped in a soft factory sleeve. Let's put it aside for now and see what else is inside the kit. There's also the Ledger recovery key. Ledger now includes one with every new device, which is super handy. If you're upgrading from an older model, that's a nice bonus. We'll talk more about what is it, what it does, and how to set it up later in this video. And by the way, if you're already thinking about grabbing the device, you can use this QR code or link in the description below to buy the device from the official website. This way, you're making sure you're getting 100% authentic wallet, and also this way you're supporting my efforts in making these crypto videos. Thank you. Next, there's our usual guest, a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging and connecting the wallet to your computer. Then some paperwork and some quick start instructions, and yeah, 3 recovery sheets for writing down your 24 secret words. That's the whole kit. Now let's get back to the device itself and finally take it out of that factory sleeve. And yeah, even though Ledger made this model cheaper, it still manages to keep that futuristic vibe of the latest Ledger lineup. Sure, if you look at the Ledger Stax, it's thinner and has that curved display, but holding both of them, the Flex and the Gen 5 side by side, they actually feel almost the same. The Gen 5 is a little more rounded and cute, the Flex has more straight lines and angles, but both feel solid in the hand. Yes, the Gen 5 looks more plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. Some people might actually prefer the Gen 5 for its cute, compact, almost Tamagotchi-like design. Because when you choose the Gen 5, you're almost not really compromising on hardware. Speaking of the hardware, let's finally power it on and talk about what's inside. When you power it on, the Gen 5 instantly feels fast and snappy, something you wouldn't expect from a lower-end device. That 2.8-inch e-ink touchscreen gives you plenty of space to see everything clearly. Even though it has a slightly lower resolution than other models, you can still easily read transaction details, QR codes, and wallet addresses without squinting. It's not a color screen and there is no backlight, but that's a deliberate trade-off for battery life. So if you're a night trader, you might want to grab a flashlight. Just kidding, just kidding. And yeah, even though it's e-ink, everything feels sharp and responsive. The display refreshes with that satisfying e-ink flicker, the same tech used in the Flex and Stax, and it stays readable even in direct sunlight. It's also incredibly power efficient. A single charge can last you for months of casual use. Ledger claims it can handle up to 150 transactions on one charge. Physically, the device feels familiar if you've held the Flex before. It's slightly more rounded, lightweight, and comfortable in the hand. The glossy plastic housing looks clean, though it does pick up fingerprints pretty easily. Still, it feels solid and durable. No creaks or weak points. Connectivity-wise, the Gen 5 supports USB-C, Bluetooth, and for the first time on a Nano, NFC. This adds a whole new layer of convenience, especially with tap to recover. It's one of those subtle upgrades that reminds you how far hardware wallets have come, from just sending your coins to picking up your device via NFC or using it as a 2FA key for your online accounts. But more on that later. Now let's talk about safety, because that's what really matters. The Ledger Gen 5 uses the same EAL 6 Plus secure element chip as all high-end ledgers, including the Flex and Stax. That's the same security grade used in bank cards and passports. And Ledger does something unique here. Just like on all touchscreen Ledger devices, the display connects directly to the secure chip. This design makes Ledger far safer, because most devices with screens use a separate chip for image processing, one that isn't as secure as the secure element used for storing crypto. That separation can create weak points in some devices. But with Ledger, what you see on the device is exactly what you're signing. Even if your computer or phone were infected with malware, it couldn't alter what appears on your Gen 5. So yeah, with the Gen 5, the only thing you're really compromising on is the quality of the plastic it's built with. Other than that, it's as secure as anything Ledger has ever made. But security is just one part of the story, because what happens when you put it next to the Flex and Stax might surprise you. When you line up the Gen 5 Flex and Stax together, they look almost like siblings. Same DNA, but different personalities. The Stax is the most expensive and most premium of the trio. It has a curved 3.7-inch e-ink touchscreen, a sleek metal frame, wireless charging, and magnets that let you stack multiple devices together. It feels like holding a futuristic credit card, but it's priced at around $399. The Flex follows that same design language, but trims down a bit. A flat 2.84-inch Gorilla Glass e-ink screen, a metal shell, and wireless charging. It's thinner than the Gen 5, costs around $249, and is probably the perfect mix of luxury and practicality. Then comes the Gen 5. I'd call it the budget hero. It uses a slightly smaller 2.8-inch e-ink display with lower resolution and a glossy plastic body instead of metal. But here's the kicker. It still runs the same secure chip, OS, and wallet ecosystem as the other two. Functionally, it's nearly identical. You're not losing anything critical except aesthetics and wireless charging. So yeah, if you want the most premium experience you can buy, grab the Stax. But if you just want the best security and user experience for the most reasonable price, the Gen 5 wins hands down. But even the best gadgets have their flaws, and Gen 5 is no exception here. Let's see what Ledger had to sacrifice to make it this affordable. Storage space is the main limitation here. You get around 1.5 MB of app memory, enough for storing up to maybe 15 blockchain apps, depending on the size. So, heavy users might have to swap apps occasionally, though uninstalling doesn't affect your stored crypto. You can freely uninstall any app and your crypto won't just disappear. But really, you don't have to worry about it, because for the casual investor or everyday crypto holder, you'll rarely need more than 8 apps. For example, I've never had a case where I needed to reinstall an app. And yeah, one thing missing here is the speaker. The Flex and Stax can play those satisfying little sound effects when you confirm a transaction, for example. But the Gen 5, completely silent. Not a big deal for security, but it definitely takes away that tiny bit of satisfaction when confirming a transfer. Alright, we have seen what it lacks, but who will actually get the most out of this device? So, if you're someone who wants Ledger's top-tier security without paying premium device prices, while still enjoying the smoothest user experience on the market, this device is for you. It's also the perfect fit for beginners who are finally starting to take the security of their crypto seriously, maybe moving their funds off exchanges and want a wallet that feels modern, friendly, and of course, easy to use. So yeah, whether you're new to self-custody or just want something simple that works flawlessly, the Gen 5 nails that balance between functionality, safety, and price. Should you buy it? If you already have a Ledger Flex or Stax, definitely not. But if you are thinking about your first hardware wallet and want a huge screen with an intuitive interface, Gen 5 will be one of the best entry points out there. And if you have older devices like the Nano X or Nano S Plus, your crypto is still safe, no worries, but the Gen 5 might be a great upgrade or even a nice gift for yourself after taking some crypto profits. So, if you'd finally decide to buy the device, you can do it on the official website using this QR code or link in the description below. And if you'd like to find out how to set up any Ledger device for maximum safety using my 3-step security method, check out this video right here. And yeah, see you in the next one.